The registration process for vaccinating Singapore students is to be tightened. Education Minister Chan Chun Sing says the move follows a 16-year-old being wrongly given a dose of Moderna at a community vaccination centre. Only the Pfizer vaccine is approved for people aged 18 and below. Deborah Wong joins us now from one of the Singapore Education Ministry vaccination centres ahead of the opening on Monday. Deb, how do authorities plan to prevent further lapses from happening?
Well, authorities have reviewed and they will be tightening the online registration process as well as the procedures at the vaccination sites. So the Health and Education Ministries gave us an explanation of how the error came about yesterday. Well, what we do know is that the wrong date of birth was keyed in when the teen was making his appointment, and so this allowed him to book a slot at a vaccination centre that offered the Moderna vaccine. Now, once at the centre, the staff had actually failed to verify his age, a step which the ministers did say yesterday that should have been carried out. Now, the error was only flagged when the teen had taken his jab and was waiting at the observation area. So what the staff did was to make him wait for 50 minutes for a longer observation period just to make sure that he was okay. So we spoke with Education Minister Chan Chun Sing earlier just to find out how the boy was doing, and so far he remains well. Let's hear what he has to say.
We had a thorough debrief with MOH staff, both in terms of the registration process and also in terms of the verification on site itself. So there's a process whereby the MOH staff will look at the registration process to see how we can minimize the chances of a wrong entry. But having said that, the final layer of check must be on the ground, whereby prior to the vaccination, the staff will check and verify the IC number, the allergies, the age profile of the person coming in for the vaccinations. So we have also issued out instructions, particularly to all the centres offering Moderna.
Looking around at the setup of the MOE vaccination centre, is it any different from the regular vaccination centres?
Well, we're actually at the dedicated facility right now as we speak, Jill. And so this is a dedicated facility for students. The only difference is that only students will be receiving the vaccination here. Unlike at community centres where, any eligible person can make an appointment. So a key difference would be a waiting area set up for parents just to wait for the kids. And each ITE centre can take up to 1,600 booking slots a day. Another dedicated centre, which is the Raffles Convention Centre, that can accommodate up to 2,000 booking slots a day. Now, these centres will only administer the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine, unlike at community centres where, there are Moderna vaccines available as well. So Moderna is still not yet approved by the Health Sciences Authority for those aged 18 and below. Now, so far, Mr. Chan did say that the take-up rate has been quite good. So we know that more than 5 in 6 graduating students have already registered for their appointment. More than 3 in 4 polytechnic and pre-university students have booked their slots, and invitations for those aged 12 and Sec 1, 2 and 3 went out earlier today.
Notwithstanding the fact that we have gotten more than 5 in 6 for the graduating cohort and more than 3 in 4 as we speak now for the polytechnic cohorts, MOE will continue to reach out to those students and family that may not have registered, because some of them might need a bit more help in the registration. Some of them might need a bit more information. We will continue to extend our support to those families and children who might need a bit more help to do the registration. So we're not stopping at where we are, notwithstanding the very good progress.
Well, the vaccination exercise was rolled out to this younger group following cases of community spread among students. As you know, some classes emerged in tuition centres as well as outside schools earlier this month. Sometime last month. So students in autonomous universities will receive the invitations next week. Back to you.
Deborah Wong reporting live from one of Singapore's new student-dedicated vaccination centres.